Thank you, President. My adjournment matter relates to eating disorders and the lack of an eating disorder strategy. We know that eating disorders is a serious mental illness, and we know that it's characterised by a whole range of issues, whether that's behaviours and attitudes to food and eating for some, or whether that's a preoccupation with exercise and body weight and shape. And we've certainly all probably seen in the media that significant rise in eating disorders over COVID. I think it's, in some ways, when I met with Eating Disorders Victoria just last week, I hate to say that I was somewhat comforted to hear that these eating disorders were not, this rise in eating disorders was not just in Victoria, but across Australia, in fact, across the world. So it wasn't necessarily linked to lockdowns. It appears to be linked to the anxiety of COVID and the anxiety that was a global experience. What we saw, and we were grateful that the government did commit funds to uplifting eating disorder services in the May budget. It was unclear why they chose where they would provide that funding. And certainly what we didn't see was an eating disorder strategy. And that's pretty much what my adjournment matter is about, asking for an eating disorder strategy or an update on that. Because what I learned from Eating Disorders Victoria last week is that eating disorders are actually the most deadly of mental illnesses, out of all mental illnesses. Schizophrenia, depression, more people die from eating disorders than any of those other mental illnesses. Now, so the action I'm seeking is for the Minister to provide an update to the sector, specifying where the strategy is up to and what funding will be allocated and to which services it will be allocated to. As I say, young people's lives quite literally depend on this.